Wow, this game seems pretty cool. Can't wait to play it. Oh, well, maybe I will. I'm not actually complaining about that. It's the beta. Like, I get it. You know, no big deal. Whatever. We all know how Blizzard is with their launches anyway. It is better than I expected. So let's go ahead and jump into the characters and the character customization. So you can play as the Barbarian, the Sorcerer, and the Rogue. I chose the Rogue, so I didn't really get to play the Barbarian or the Sorcerer with my limited time with the game. However, I really did enjoy playing the Rogue. It was fun to like sort of theory craft with the 20 levels that I got. I started off with this build with Vulnerable, which I can't remember the name of the skill right now, but whenever you hit an enemy 3 times with this ability, it gives an enemy vulnerable, and vulnerable is an ailment in which they take extra damage for a certain amount of time. But I just went full crit build after I realized I wasn't putting out as much damage as I would like. Further on in the game, hopefully when it comes out, I will make like sort of a mixed build, so I'm putting ailments on the mobs that I'm killing, and also being able to do the crit strikes on them as well, so I'm doing like extra damage. I did play with my brother, and he was playing the Barbarian, and he was just able to put vulnerable on everything, so there probably will be different builds for solo versus co-op play, which I think is sort of neat. He was also able to heal me with his shouts, and I also think that is very neat. Alright, now with character customization. This game has customization. Can you believe it? In a Diablo game? That's unheard of. And the customization's pretty good. At least for me, I was able to make a guy that kind of sort of looked like me, and I was pretty pleased with it. Outside of that, I'm not entirely sure if you can make some like wonky characters or whatever, but I have heard that you can also make somebody look like Kratos. So I'm pleased as much as I can be, I believe. On top of that, it was really cool to see somebody that looks like me in the Diablo universe inside the cutscenes, which is now a perfect segue to talk about cinematics. Cinematics have always been the gold standard at Blizzard. I'm not sure how or why, but they have always been jaw-dropping amazing, and Diablo 4 is no exception. With the intro, I was blown away. Like, my heart was pounding. I've seen the intro before. It was like I experienced it the first time, the second time. Just entirely blown away. However, with the cutscenes, they were a little wonky. Like, the very first cutscene after making the character, every time the screen would change, my character would just disappear off of his horse, and it just left me a little disheartened, I guess. However, it is the beta, so, you know, obviously give them some slack, you know. But the cutscenes that were good were very good. With Diablo 4, I actually like sat there and watched the cutscenes instead of just entirely skipping them. In Diablo 3, the cutscenes just aren't that good, but with this one, I was entirely immersed. I've said it before and I'll say it again, probably say it even more after this, but I can't wait to see what happens or what they do with the game when it finally releases, because if I'm immersed and the experience hasn't been fully completed yet, that is a very good sign that the game will actually be very good when it finally comes out. And for our final topic, we will talk about gameplay. What is a good game, hear me out, without good gameplay? Fortunately, we do not have to find out in Diablo 4. It does feel really nice to play. The abilities have really nice weight to them. It just feels very seamless. I will say that sometimes when you're just running to your destination, it does feel kind of mindless, just killing the mobs on the way, but that's really a non-issue. And I am so thankful that they actually put mechanics in boss fights. It really feels like I'm playing a game instead of playing like Cookie Clicker or something, which is a gripe I had about Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. You don't really have to do anything in those games except for just don't get hit. In this game, there are mechanics in the boss fights where you have to actually engage with what the boss is doing instead of just not getting hit and dealing damage. For instance, there was this skeleton guy that I was fighting that would summon bone walls, and if I didn't deal with the bone walls, they would instantly kill me, which doesn't sound fun, but when I figured it out, it was. It does seem like there's going to be a lot more content in this game than Diablo 3 with the dungeons. With how many dungeons there are, I don't think that you'll be able to run out of content through playing the game. It seems like they want to make you keep playing the game for as long as they support it. One gripe I do have about the game is that it seems like right now you can only use 6 abilities at one time, and there are so many skills that you can actually use, but you can't have them on your hotkeys. And I do think that is a big issue, but maybe they just really want it to be super simple, but I do want it to be a little bit more advanced than it is right now, and I'm hoping to God that they fix that after the beta is done. Hopefully somebody will raise enough hell about it so they actually change it, but we will have to see. Personally, I'm looking forward to the endgame content, specifically the world bosses. I can't wait to see how they implement that. And yeah, I'm just excited to play the game as a whole. They did a pretty good job with the beta, and hopefully they listen to everybody that complains about the game and tells them what's good. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and if you would, please leave a like and subscribe. It genuinely does help a lot. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.